What do you see as future trends in the financial industry?
I think it's really interesting. And as we've seen a lot of this AI stuff coming out, sometimes I low key wish, depending on the client, I'm like, I wish AI would just sometimes, some elements of it, I'm like, can you just take over? Because it can be frustrating working with a client where you're giving them something that's going to help them. And whether it's from bias or pretense or my favorite thing is, well, my coworker told me to do this. And I'm like, oh, do you also get medical advice from your mechanic? But sure. As I'm sure a lot of financial advisors can relate to. I think it's so important just to make sure that, we're using AI and software and technology. It is going to help clients. I mean, I think just being able to demonstrate things in a better way, showing different visuals, being able to create. I know one of my dear friends, she's a financial advisor on the West Coast, and she makes little video recaps for her clients. It's of course approved by her broker dealer, but it's little touches like that I think are going to really help this industry on that front. There's one element that adds some complexity, and that's just that sometimes more information isn't always better because there's so much competing information out there. And that's why when I say to people all the time, you Google, is this good or bad? And you're going to get 50 articles about both, that it's both good and bad. So where do you go then? And I think that's where some clients can fall into a little bit of analysis paralysis, is because they're overwhelmed with the amount of information that's available. But I think that as hopefully we continue to grow and true up, I think that's going to be AI and just being able to, more technology tools are going to help this industry as a whole. I also think that there is a lot more awareness and just more passion for being fiduciaries. There's a lot more transparency, even with just videos that are out there today. I also think that kind of goes both ways, because there's also a lot more product videos out there. I mean, I can't tell you how many people I've seen come in and they're like, I saw this video on universal life. I'm like, oh boy, here we go. And I think that's also important, is that clients often come in, they're like, what do you think about this? And I was like, in what context? What are we solving for? Because listen, there's a lot of great tools in the toolbox. As I said before, there's no bad products per se. It's just, is this the right tool for the job? You don't need a sledgehammer to hang a picture on the wall, but you also don't want to be digging a fence with, chopsticks. So I think it's important, just, is it the right tool? And the marketing is just getting better. They're marketing to people for specific things. So I think that's important, is just to know where are you seeing something? Why are you seeing it? All of that sort of thing. I do think that there's a lot of elements when it comes to people. I think there's a lot of fee compression also that's going to start happening in the industry. And I think especially as these stable coins come out, there's going to be a lot of regulatory changes, just as we saw with Venmo, right? So Venmo, people were able to move money between this type of account, and there was no essential trail of it. Where is this going and whatnot? Now you have to, transfer it to your bank, and then you can send it. And that's, again, tax man's going to come knocking. So it's going to be important to see how these new products that get developed, how are they going to be taxed? What tax changes are going to come out? And also how the regulators going to be managing all of these different products as they come to market.